Hi, we are on lesson 2 of the functions unit for Foundations in Pre-Cal 10. So this is on page 309 of your workbook. So as I mentioned before, this bit here is mapping notation, and we're not going to be doing this. So not important right now anyway. We're not going to do anything else with that. What is important here is this function notation. This is very important. And again, it seems confusing, but it's really not. It's just a different way of showing things. And it's specifically so that you know that you've got a function, okay? And basically, if we'll read through this. In most math classes, function notation is used to replace the mapping notation. Basically, what it comes down to is, where's my highlighter? When we have where's my f of x? Oh, this is important. This part here is read as, usually it's f of x. I guess you could say f at x. I've always heard it f of x. And what it means is, so here's the function notation, okay? F of x means you're going to take your x and you're going to do this to it. You're going to multiply it by 2 and you're going to add 3. So then if I ask for f of 5, so f is this function. That's the name of this function where you take the x and you turn it into 2x plus 3, or you do that to it. And then if you take f of 5, that means that my x value is 5. So I've got 2 times 5, and then I'm adding 3 to it, which gets me 13. And it's equivalent to our old notation of y equals 2x plus 3. Really, that's it. F of x equals equals y. Okay, equals y. That's really what it is. It does not mean f times x. Okay, it doesn't mean that. It means do function f to x, and that gives you your y value. We have other letters. We can also have g of x. Okay, and that just means do a different function to your input, your x value. We just use f as like the default one, just kind of like x is our default variable for a number, and theta is our default variable for an angle of some sort. That's all it is. F of x is just the first one. You can use any letter you want. Usually we use f and g like we use x and y. That's it. Okay, so let's look at this example. We've got two functions. We've got f of x equals x squared plus 5 and g of x equals 4 minus x. So if we're asked for f of 3, I get, since f of x is 2x, or sorry, x squared plus 5. I'm just going to apologize now. I've got a terrible cold and my brain is slow and I'm going to make mistakes, but I know that you're waiting for this to get out today, so I'm doing it. So my x is now 3, so this becomes 3 squared plus 5, which is 9 plus 5, which is 14. That's it, okay? I'm going to write this little translation up here. This kind of means if I perform the function f on the value 3, the result is 14. Okay, that's like your thought bubble. Okay, that's what this represents, okay? And then g of 1 means that I'm going to take this function g and I'm going to replace my x with 1. So this is going to be 4 minus 1, which is 3. And over here, I've got f of negative 2. This is going to be negative 2 squared plus 5. Be sure that you're putting this negative 2 in brackets because you're squaring that whole thing, right? So that's going to be 4 plus 5 is 9. G of negative 2 is going to be 4 minus negative 2. And again, I'm putting the negative 2 in brackets so that I'm making sure that I'm subtracting -2 and I'm not just writing 4 minus 2. You can think of it as like this negative belongs to the function and this negative belongs to the 2. Okay, so you need them both there. All right, and then I've got 4 minus minus 2, which is 4 plus 2, which is 6. Okay. And then in this example, I've got f of 0 minus g of 0. So I'm going to put this in big brackets because I do need to separate the two parts. So I'm going to have, this is x squared minus 5. So that's going to be 0 squared, plus 5. That's the f of 0. And then I'm going to subtract my g of 0, which is 4 minus 0, or minus my x. So this is going to be 5 minus 4, which equals 1. All right, I'm hoping you're finding this pretty straightforward. It's just instead of having x and y, your f of x is your y value, but it kind of has the x information in it, kind of, if that makes any sense. Anyway, let's just do some more examples. So I've got this time my f of x, I've got a new function called f, and you take your x and you cube it and you multiply it by 5, and then you subtract 2 times x. And x can be any real number. So f of -3 is going to be 5 times -3 cubed minus 2 times -3. So that's going to be, if I put that in my calculator, I get -129. So just make sure that you're getting that with your calculator, okay? And then I've got f of x, find the value of f when x equals 2. So that's the same thing. This is just finding what's f of 2. So that's going to be 5 times 2 cubed minus 2 times 2, and that equals 36. The image of 7 under f, that's just more complicated verbiage. It's still f of 7. Do function f to the number 7, so I get 5 times 7 cubed minus 2 times 7, and that equals 1701. Okay, an expression for f of a. So what we've done is we've taken our x and we've replaced it with a, so we're just going to do that. I'm going to take my expression that I had up with x's, and I'm going to replace my x's with a's. So this is going to be 5 times a cubed minus 2a. Okay, you know what, let's put those in brackets so that we're doing it the same way each time, and then we'll simplify it. So that's 5a cubed minus 2a. And then in this one, again, it's the same thing. Find an expression for f of 2x. So now we're taking the x up in our function and replacing it with 2x. So it's going to be f of 2x equals 5. Instead of x, I'm going to write 2x, and I'm going to cube that. And then I'm going to subtract 2 times 2x. Okay? And then I need to simplify this. So this is going to be 5 times, and if I cube this, I get 8x cubed, and then minus 4x. And then if I simplify that, I get 40x cubed minus 4x. Okay, one more. Determine a simplified expression for p of x minus 3. Same thing, I'm going to replace this x with x minus 3, and I'm going to do the same thing with all my x's. So p of x minus 3 equals 4 times x minus 3 squared minus 6 times x minus 3 plus 1. So x minus 3 is a perfect square, so that's x squared minus 6x plus 9. Now, if you needed to go over to the side and over here go x minus 3 times x minus 3 and FOIL it, you go right ahead and do that, okay? That's what you need to do to get the right answer, then you definitely should do that, okay? And then minus 6x plus 18 plus 1, so 4x squared minus 24x plus 36 minus 6x plus 18 plus 1. And then collect all my like terms. I get 4x squared minus 24x minus 6x is minus 30x, and 36 plus 18 is plus 1. I did this on my calculator and I get plus 55. So there's my answer. Okay? Okay, I'm going to stop the video here. You go and do questions 1 to 7 and then come back, okay? Bye.